Okay, guys. I hope you can hear me. I had to go live on a different stream. My internet was acting crazy, guys. I don't know what happened. Internet is acting crazy. But we're gonna get to it, man. We overcome obstacles. That's what we do. So trying to see. I'm putting a comment in my other live that I had going that's actually not live right now because it didn't want to work. Let me get my light set up. Man, that just messed up the whole video, man. That sucks. All right, guys, whatever. We run into obstacles all the time, so it is what it is. We go through it, around it, or over it. So this is what we're doing. Give me a minute. Let me get my markers and stuff. I hope you guys can hear me. All right. Look, I'm losing viewers already. Okay, the 5 secrets to success in real estate. You guys see that good? Right on. Right on. There we go. All right. There's somebody on there now. Man, whoever that is, watch it. Drop a comment. Let me know if you can hear me or not. That'd be cool. So, guys, there's five things that you must have for success in real estate. All right. I started off a little late, man, because I've been making moves all day, every day for the past year. First one, all right, guys, is knowledge. First thing that we must have in real estate for success is knowledge, guys. All right. Now, what I mean by knowledge is this too, okay? Guys, I don't do anything in the traditional realm of real estate. I used to. That's what I started doing. I even wrote a 58-page step-by-step plan on how to flip homes and get rich in real estate investing. And guys, getting rich in real estate investing is nearly impossible unless you have money. All right. Now you can get rich on paper in real estate because you're just acquiring debt from the bank. All right. So when I say get knowledge, guys, you got to get knowledge in the method that is going to work for you. Now, the method that I suggest for everybody in real estate, right? But for regular people like you and me, like the GoGetter family, right? Creative financing and subject to. That's about the only way to go where you don't need money to make money and you don't need access to money. You don't have to have good credit. You don't got to go to the banks, anything like that. We turn you into the bank. So you don't have to worry about any of that. You get started based off of your grit and determination. That's how I got here, guys. I just launched 2 of my websites. One's my acquisition website. All right. That's where and it's a national website. So we can acquire properties anywhere around the country, right? We use creative financing subject to. So we don't have to go in with a ton of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars or getting loans from the bank, things like that. It just isn't necessary. All right, guys. So let's see here. Now, the knowledge that you want to have, guys, for success in real estate, the knowledge that we need is knowledge of the industry. Okay, you want to know what's going on. Like right now, okay, because of COVID, they had a moratorium on foreclosures, right? That moratorium's almost up, guys. And it wasn't just regular, everyday, and poor people that weren't paying their mortgages. It was actually landlords who people like my mom and dad used to pay rent to. That rent would then go towards the landlord's mortgage payment. So the landlords are behind as well, guys. So there are going to be, that's what I talk about. That's what I mean by knowledge, right? We're getting with the GoGetter family, we've got our infrastructure set up to handle the foreclosure wave. And also for our students and our coaching clients, we're going to be able to handle that foreclosure wave, right, guys? We've got a whole system set up, the blueprint to financial freedom, where, I mean, we've got the knowledge is everywhere, but you got to have the artistry too, and we're going to get into that. So knowledge, you want to have knowledge of the industry, the numbers, how long houses are sitting on the market, whether banks are giving out mortgages easily, the qualifications, are they lighter, are they stronger, are there subprime loans, things like that, guys. You've got to know the jargon, you've got to have knowledge of the industry, right? Now, the second part of knowledge, okay, is, so let me write this stuff down here for you. The second part of knowledge, so you want knowledge of the industry. Okay, but the second part of knowledge, guys, is this. You want to have knowledge of how to structure transactions. Structure all right, guys, structuring transactions. Okay, you must have knowledge on how to structure transactions, because what that does is it's going to open up your opportunities. All right, if you box yourself into a corner and just say, oh, okay, I'm a wholesaler, so that means that's all I do is wholesale, and that's all I spend my time reading up on and figuring out the numbers on and trying to get leads on is wholesaling. So that means out of the 50 leads that you get as a wholesaler, and these are statistics in the industry too, because I know my industry, right? Out of the 50 leads that you get as a wholesaler, 49 of those aren't going to turn out. So 49 leads, prospects that you searched for, paid with blood, sweat, and tears, you're just throwing in the trash, guys, because you boxed yourself into one way to structure a transaction. And that means you've got to get a property way under market value. So then you can mark it up maybe 10, 20%, but you still have to sell it for under market value, right? Because you're just a wholesaler. So you're just middlemaning deals. Guys, don't box yourself in like that. I just wholesaled a deal. We're getting ready to close on it here soon. Made a couple dollars. You know what I mean? It was simple, right? But I use that concept to open up my mind to other types of transactions. Subject to, guys, taking over somebody's mortgage payment, right? You take over their mortgage payment. You don't have to apply for credit. You don't go to the banks. You don't need a loan, none of that stuff, right? Because they've already qualified for the loan. So the loan's already in place. So we buy the house subject to the existing mortgage. So all we've got to do is make the mortgage payments and the deed transfers over in our name, right? So that's another strategy. That's another way to structure a transaction. All right, guys. Now, then you've got creative owner financing. Excuse me. And I mean, the sky is the limit with creative owner financing, guys. I was just on a Facebook group today, right? I'm going to give you an example. I was just on a Facebook group today, man. And the lady, I think she was in Florida or something like that. Her father-in-law was selling a 5-unit property, right? And that's as high as you can go with some restriction guidelines on there and stuff like that. So anyway, her question was, how do I mitigate the capital gains tax on my father-in-law when he sells me the house, because he wants to sell it to me for over what he bought it for. So you have to pay the profits on that. So she was had so much tunnel vision on the traditional way of doing things, because she's already a landlord. Okay. So, and she owns a couple properties. So she just had tunnel vision. She had no idea what to do. So I jumped in the comment box and I told her, well, there's several things that you can do. You know, one, she said it was a subject to deal. So in a subject to, there is no capital gains tax because you're taking it subject to the existing mortgage, right? So they didn't make money. The seller didn't make money in essence because that debt still remains. Two, if you're in good with the seller, you can do a sandwich lease option. All right. And I know this may seem foreign to you guys, but if you guys come to the GoGetter website, GoGetterFamily.com, we've got investment packages. We've got consultation that we do for you guys. We even do a free consultation, the initial consultation. So anyway, sandwich lease option, right? Sandwich lease option is this. I'm going to erase this, man, because I want to give you guys the game today. I'm going to give you guys the game today, guys. Sandwich lease option is this. Think of it this way, all right, guys? Like a sandwich, right? So you got your seller, all right? You've made contact with your seller. So this is the father-in-law of this example that I'm giving you, okay? This is the father-in-law, okay? Now you've got the lady that I'm talking to answering questions for. She's a buyer, okay? So what I told her in order to mitigate capital gains tax is she lease options it from her father. So she is in essence, she's renting it from her father-in-law, okay? So say the father-in-law charges her $500 a month. We're just going to make the numbers easy. It's he wants $100,000 for it. $500 a month over, let's just say 20 years, man. I don't know the math right now. I'm just trying to give you guys the concept here, all right? So, sandwich lease option, she's paying $500 a month over 20 years to pay that zero interest loan, okay? Now, as the buyer, what she does then with the sandwich lease option is this, and this is why you want this knowledge to structure transactions, because there won't be a deal that you cannot make happen, guys, and make money off of. What she'll do is this. She will say, okay, she'll take it for the 5-month lease option with an option to purchase in 5 years. Okay. So that means she'll make these payments and the payment will pay down the principal, pay down this 100K. Then whatever she owes off of this 100K after 5 years, she has to pay that in a balloon payment. Okay. So what she then does, she finds somebody who wants to lease it out, which is essentially rent to own. Okay. So these guys rent to own it, guys. Right. So what that means is they're buying it. They don't need a credit check. Right. They don't have to go to a bank. They don't have to show W-2s, things like that. It's just whatever you show them. And she didn't have to do any of that either when she bought it from her seller. She didn't have to go to a bank. She didn't have to get a credit check, fill out any applications, none of that stuff, guys. So anyhow, since they're renting to own it, the person in the middle, the sandwich, the meat of the sandwich, this is a piece of bread. This is bread. This is why it's called a sandwich lease. Seller's bread. The first buyer is the meat. The second buyer is the second piece of bread. Second buyer here. Second piece of bread. Guys, I'm giving you the game here, and I'm telling you how to structure it. So anyway, boom. She charges this guy $800 a month. So she's clearing $300 a month because she's paying her seller $500 a month. Boom. And then she sets her option at 3 years out. Okay. So they have an option to buy after 3 years. She can make the price whatever. She could sell it for, she's buying it for $100,000. She could sell it for $150K. All right. So in essence, I said all that to say this she could have done that and she would have mitigated those capital gains tax, but she had tunnel vision so bad that she couldn't even see that. Her mind couldn't conceive it. Right. And then I gave her the game. And then she asked another question if, she wanted it as a passive income property. She wanted to be a landlord again. Okay. Right. So would she have to offer the option to buy to the person that she lease options it to? I told her, no, you don't have to. It just depends on your paperwork, and how you got it set up. So, and who pretty much, because you're going to need this knowledge. So that's the knowledge aspect of it. Structuring transactions will give you options, okay, to close any deal. It'll give you options to close any deal. All right, guys. Knowledge of the industry. When you have knowledge of the industry, you know what's going on. You know how much you should pay, and you know how much you can charge. All right, guys. You got to have it, man. If you guys want to be successful in this, don't you guys want financial freedom? Isn't that the dream, man? I mean, I know it is for me. you know, and I pretty much have it now. Well, I mean, I do have financial freedom now, you know. I work a lot, but I work for myself. So it's not work, guys, because I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it for what I'm building. And that's what I want for the Go-Getter family. I want you guys to, man, to eat, to do well, to have financial freedom, guys, financial independence. So sorry about the lighting too. I'm going to get that taken care of, man, this week for sure. So on to step number 2. Let's see. And if you guys want to learn more about lease options, that sandwich lease I just talked about, just drop it in the comments, man, and I'll do another show. Tell you guys how you really make money off of this. And I didn't even mention the lease option fee, right? Since it's a rent to own, you want to have a down payment. A lease option fee, it's not a deposit like it is when you're renting a place. So you could, you know, we go for $5,000 and more. So you get that lease option fee that goes into your pocket. So you got a $5,000 chunk of money, and then the $300 a month she was clearing for passive income. I mean, you can't beat it, and you're not responsible for the maintenance or the repairs. It's a win-win. You're not a landlord, man. You're not going to fix leaky faucets. You're not unclogging toilets in the middle of the night. You're not doing none of that stuff, guys, because Go-Getter family, we're not landlords. I'm a little upset right now, guys, because the quality of this video was supposed to be much better, but my dang internet messed up. So here we are, but you're getting this game. What I do with my notebook. Oh, here we go. All right, so number 2, the second skill. So I'm going to leave that up there. Let me put knowledge back up there. Let me put knowledge for step 1. The first secret. Knowledge. All right. Which is easy. I mean, you know, everybody should have a specialized knowledge in their area of expertise, what they're trying to make money in. Step 2. All right, guys. Negotiating. You got to be able to negotiate. All right. Negotiating. Here we go. Now, this is where we're different. This is where the Go-Getter family is different, guys. We're not like everybody else, man. That's what sets us apart. That's why I mean we're out here doing all right. We're doing okay, man, because we're different. That's what sets us apart. When I go to a seller's house and a prospect's house to go talk to them, go meet with them, I am negotiating from the get-go, from the time we meet. Now, the artistic aspect of this is, though, they don't know that I'm negotiating from the outset, all right? Because you don't do it in an obvious way, right, guys? We don't go into a prospect's house with our notebook and okay, how much do you want for it? All right, and that looks like you got a leaky roof, so that's going to cost me this much. Oh, you need a new toilet in the back. No, man, we don't do that. We talk to them, man. I'll tell you this: a listening ear it means so much to people, man. Because think about it, a house is a person's biggest investment that they'll ever make in their life, you know, for the common person, you know. So that said, people want to talk about that, man. They got stories, you know, if they live there for a long time, you know, they got stories, man. They want to wax poetic about, you know, what has happened here, the memories that they made, right? And I want to hear them. I do, because I'll tell you this, when people are talking like that, they're going to give you information that is going to help you in the end when it comes time to get down to brass tacks and add up some numbers. They're giving you information that you need in order to get a good spread on this deal. And also, while they're talking, they're giving you information of how you can structure this transaction using creative owner financing, all right, or subject to, because we're not going to banks, guys. We're not doing it. We don't go to banks, man. It's useless. You don't have to do it. You go to a bank, you're going to be in an indentured servitude. That's what it is, indentured servitude. And we're not doing it, man, because we don't have to. We become the bank. So anyway, we listen, right? And when we're listening, we ask probing questions, all right? I'm going to give you guys this nugget, man, for free. The first thing you say, I guess it depends on the type of prospect. If it's a person who wants to sell their home, has it on the market, you know they want to sell it, you just say, Tell me about the place. Okay. And be quiet. This is negotiating, guys. These are probing questions. All right. Why do you want to sell? Okay. And then there's secondary questions after that, right? Because people aren't going to be upfront and honest with you. I don't want to say like honest, like they're being dishonest. They're not necessarily being dishonest, but they're holding their cards close to them. You know what I mean? So you got it. There's secondary questions that you can ask. All right. And man, we can hook you up. The Go-Getter family, we can hook you up on all of that, man. So those secondary questions, those probing questions, the why are you selling? You know, what happened? Okay. Where are you going? You know, we don't even ask about the price, man. Well, I don't even think about the price of a house when I go meet the seller, guys. All right. So this is a short video, man. I'm going to give you that and I'm going to move on to the next, man. So negotiating, there's an artistry to it, man. It's an art form. You've got to look at it that way. If you want to be successful in this thing, man, and get financial freedom, man, and have fun and live life and not be chained to a desk and have somebody breathing down your neck, you know, 8 hours a day, wake up dreading to go to work. Nobody wants to live like that, man. You don't have to, guys. You don't have to. Number 3. Oh, I love it. Number 3 is the willingness to take action. I'm just going to put take action there. Willingness is too long. I'm going to put that in all caps. Take action. All right. Now, the reason I put that in all caps is because I just got a subject to house. Subject to taking over the loan, taking over the existing mortgage. So I think I spent in the deal, I gave the seller like $3,800 or something like that. And then the closing costs and little ancillary costs, I might have spent close to, let me see, $5,400 maybe. Hold on a second, guys. I got to blow my nose and take a drink. Okay. Where was I? Take action. So anyway, I had reached out. Take action, guys. You have got to stop being afraid. Stop being afraid of the possible outcomes, because we don't know what they are. So how can you be afraid of it? Because you're making stuff up in your head. It doesn't exist yet. So when you're like, oh, what if this happens? Or what if that happens? Man, I don't know. Because I'm not a fortune reader, a fortune teller. So stop, man. Just stop, take a breath, and understand that you have put in enough work to get this thing done. And this is what you want to do. This is your goal, man. This is your goal. So you go for it. You just go for it, man. And if it doesn't work out, again, you've learned a very valuable lesson. All right. So what happened with that subject too was this. I had reached out to this guy months ago, when I was just beginning with the creative financing and subject to. I reached out to him months ago. I didn't even really know what I was doing, but I was out there taking action, guys. And he wasn't necessarily interested then, because I couldn't explain the process as well of what would happen and how I would take care of it and the exit strategies and stuff like that. So, he said no, pretty much. But then I get a call, and lo and behold, it's him. It's him. And now, right, since I took action and I went out there and I didn't let my fear hold me back, and it was okay that he said no. Now, a few months later, he calls me, and over that span of time, I've kept working, because I saw what didn't work with him or where I messed up, where I tripped up. So I needed to work harder on those particular areas. Man, I went in there. It was so smooth, man. It was easy, man. It was easy because of practice and taking action and not being afraid to fail, man. I don't believe in failure. So anyway, so you got to take action. You got to do it, man. You got to get over that fear. You got to take action. The fourth step is, oh man, your contracts, guys. Your contracts must be correct. Guys, your paperwork, man, that is GoGetter family. All right, you know what our logo for the GoGetter family? Hold on, I'm gonna show it to you real quick. All right, here's our logo, man, for the GoGetter family, right? Okay, you see this? That's a shield right there, man. That's a shield. These are your contracts. This is contracts. That shield, man, it protects you. It protects you, and it allows you to go into the battle, man, and win the fight. But because you're protected, you're shielded, and you're gonna win the battle, man. When you got that, you got the weaponry that you need. You know, the armory, you got it. So your paperwork is super important. Your contracts, they have to be right, but also you, me personally, I know my contracts front and back, guys, front and back. I was looking at, we had some document packets we were putting together the other day, had to put them together digitally. And I got the finished product of the file, and I looked through the file to see, you know, to make sure everything was cool. And I noticed that there was pages missing out of some of the contracts in that digital file. But I know my contracts front to back, man, front to back. So I knew right away, right? But I knew my contracts front and back before we had document packets, because these are my contracts, and I know that this is the way I'm going to get deals done. So you got to have the correct paperwork, man. You got to have the correct paperwork. So don't be afraid to spend a couple dollars, man, on some paperwork, guys. I'm in these Facebook groups, and there's people in there, and they're like, "Oh, dude, I've got a prospect for a lease option or a prospect for a subject to. Does anybody have a subject to purchase agreement?" So you mean to tell me that you're willing to take just a free document, a free contract that if you close this transaction 2 years down the line, you could not only lose that house that you bought, but lose your house that you live in, lose your bank account because you got sued because your paperwork isn't right. If you're willing to do that because you want free documents, man, come to get in my training course. After that happens, we'll get you back on your feet. We'll get you back on your feet. That's for sure, because you're going to need it, guys. So whatever, if you got to spend a couple dollars, I did when I started. I got the free ones. Then I bought some. I read all of them over, wrote stuff out, made my own. And then, guys, I brought up to an attorney to look them over, right? So you guys need to know this too. I'm not an accountant, nor am I an attorney. This is all just informational purposes only, all right, guys? So I'm just a go-getter. That's it, man. And I get to it, man. I get to it for sure. So anyway, your contracts, got to have it, man. That's number 4. Number 5. Number 5. Guys, you've got to have a coach or an experienced coach or an experienced mentor, guys. It's absolutely critical, guys. When I started this, I was out there on my own, you know, getting stuff because I'm kind of a nerd. I am a nerd, man. I love to read, find out information, knowledge, data, dig that stuff up. I'm such a nerd, man. I even got the very first magazine article for the title company association. I can't even remember the name of the association, but it's for the title companies. Their very first article in 1986, when their founder created, because they used to just do deed transfers of titles. Now title companies are escrow companies too. I got the very first article, man, and I know how the founder said that they're supposed to act and what they're supposed to do, right? So you want to have that, but you got to have a mentor, man, like me, you know, that is going to show you the way, but that cares, man. So you got to be careful when you pick a coach or a mentor. And guys, sometimes you can't even pick a coach or a mentor, man. Sometimes they're just found. Like, Like the universe brings you guys together, man. Because yeah, you can pick one. You know, you can pick one that you see on a bunch of commercials or whatever, man. But there, I mean, that's up to you, right? I mean, everybody has a different fit. Some make you pay, some don't. I've given out a lot of free knowledge, man, which is cool. I want to give you guys the knowledge to get financial freedom. But you got to have somebody that cares, man. That's authentic, man, and somebody that doesn't sell you on the material aspect of it. Yeah, I made $5 million in 3 years, and I bought a yacht and 18 Lamborghinis, and man, who cares, man? Who cares? How many people, didn't come out so good on those transactions? That's not the go-getter family. Those aren't the type of people that we want in our circle, in our family, man. So when you find a coach or a mentor, man, you want a good person, man. You want a good person that cares about how other people are affected. You know what I mean? Because this is one of the mottos of the go-getter family, man. We want you guys to treat the prospects just like we treat our prospects, the go-getter family, like we would want our mothers and our grandmothers treated in a real estate transaction. It's as simple as that, right? So you've got a coach or a mentor that's a good person, man. My mentor, man, great person, man. Just a great human being and a good businessman and knows real estate inside and out and has been doing this for a very long time. So he's teaching me, things that I need to know off of the mistakes that, he's made, and then also from his mentors that taught him, So that's important, guys. All right. So, guys, what we learned today, I'm going to get up out of here, man, because my internet wasn't working. I had to start a new live video. This is terrible, but hey, it is what it is, man. I'm from the mud anyway, man. Whatever. I'm from the mud, man. I'm going to get it done. You know what I mean? And those are top people I want in the go-getter family, man, that are from the mud, but we can go out there. We can handle our business in the boardroom, at the kitchen table, where they call it a kitchen table closing, man, where we're dealing with prospects or whatever, man. So there are more pieces. There are more secrets that you need to know, right? There are more secrets, but I just put up 5 of them because these are pretty much the main ones, man. That like you've got to have knowledge, right? This is important. You got to have it. I mean, you just do. Otherwise, you're not going to close a transaction, or you'll end up getting ripped off, or any number of things, man, getting sued, all types of stuff. You're negotiating. You got to have the negotiating, right? Because you'll lose so many prospects and so many deals, so many leads that you spent time, money, and energy trying to get these leads if you're not able to negotiate. And it's an art, man. It's an art. It's artistry. You've got to love art, man. And there's art in a lot of things, man. There's art in music, plays, paintings. I mean, there's art just in nature, man, in general, right? So there's an art in negotiating too, man, asking these probing questions, right? These follow-up questions, right? Trial closes where we're asking the prospect questions that they're nodding their head to because we are preparing them subconsciously to say yes when it's time to close this transaction. Guys, whoo, boy, hey, I'm telling you, hey, if you want to get to it, we can get to it up in here. You know what I'm saying? We'll get to it. We know how to do this. I know how to do this. I do it well. I'd love to teach you guys. So anyway, negotiating, man. Third, take action. That's super important too, man. Take action, man. Stop letting fear control you, man. Fear versus faith, Fear is a made up thing, guys. And I'll say this every video. I don't care. Fear is made up. It is, because it's something that we believe is going to happen in the future. It hasn't happened yet. So how do you know how it's going to turn out? You don't. So you got to, all you know is what you've done, what you can control. So if you put in all the effort and commitment and time and energy that you could to do this, then have faith instead of fear. Have faith, man, because faith is made up too. But you know the work that you put in behind it, okay, to do what you wanted to do. So I always choose faith over fear. That's what I choose, always. So you got to take it. Correct contracts, man. Paperwork, man. You know what? If that lady I told you guys about in the beginning of the video with that five unit property, if she was well-versed in her paperwork, she would have never had that question. Yeah, she would have never had that question. She would have never been she would have never had tunnel vision, none of that stuff, guys. Because she didn't, I guess, I'm not gonna, I don't want to assume, but I mean, I know for sure though, if she knew her paperwork front and back, she wouldn't have had that question. All right. So your contracts, super important. And then fifth, coach or mentor, guys. You've got to have, I mean, look at professional basketball or baseball or football, right? Little league sports, man. You guys bring your sons and daughters to these sports. Even learning to play an instrument, going to school, you got a teacher. I mean, in life, man, you got to have somebody to show you the way that's experienced. But, if you take it and look at it the way that I just said, in life, you got teachers, coaches, music instructors, things like that. If you have the wrong teacher, they'll lead you down a path that, could be your destruction. So it's important that you pick the right teacher, guys. It's important that you pick the right teacher, coach, and mentor, man, so that you can be successful and get this financial freedom for your family, guys. So, man, that's it for the 5 secrets. I'm going to start making some more videos, man, because I'm just getting the infrastructure of the GoGetter family set up. Like we got GoGetterFamily.com for you guys. So then we just got done with our acquisition website, WeBuyAndHelp.com. I can't believe that domain was still available, that domain name. But all that said, guys, I mean, if you're ever going to start making money, when's the best time to start? Just think about that, if you're ever going to get financial freedom, when's the best time to get it? Or is it still time for you to get up and go to work every day and make sure that their boss or the owner of that company has financial freedom off of your blood, sweat, and tears, guys? When? So it's time to take action, guys. You know what I mean? Just answer those questions, those couple of questions I just gave you. So until next time, man, guys, I'm gonna get up out of here. But guys, the GoGetter family, we've got some good stuff coming for you. We've got our subject to document packet that's available right now, and then we've got our lease option document packet as well. I'll put the links to the website in the site here. Get you right to the documents if you want to take a look at them. They are magnificent. I told you guys about that lease option in the beginning of the video. Out of all the document packets that I looked at, and even the ones that I bought, like you could do a sandwich lease with them, but you had to get real tricky and like the tech, like it was no, right? So with our lease option packet, we've got that as plain as day, man. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So anyway, these are the things that you guys need to know, man. And I hope that today that I brought some value to you guys, man, because that's what I want to do. I want to bring value to you guys, just like we do with our acquisition website, man. We Buy and Help. If you guys want to go check that out, what we're doing with as part of our blueprint to financial freedom that we're putting together for the GoGetter family, that has the inbound call script, the outbound call script. If you don't want to sit around and take calls or pay a virtual assistant to do it, if you want to make those cold calls, we've got the cold call script for you. And it's not a robotic script, guys. It's art, man. It's art. You're establishing rapport, showing empathy. There's a lot, man. There's trial closes. It's beautiful. You're gathering information. So anyway, so we've got that. We've got an email drip. We got that email drip where I'm narrating this video that's in the actual email with background music in it, and it's a slideshow. Right. And then you've got the text of the email, the copy, man. So, with that blueprint. So what I was saying was, we're even going to offer the usage of our website. So you, on your marketing tools, you can put, this is your website, WeBuyAndHelp.com. So, go on here, where you put signs, if you do bandit signs or, whatever you do, if you do a billboard, if you're doing door hangers, if you're sending postcards, you get that blueprint, you can get access to it. Okay. And we can differentiate from where they came from, the addresses, things like that. So, and then we'll walk you through the transaction if that's what you need, because we offer consultation. So we'll walk you through the transaction to close the deal. Also, guys, go-getters, you need to know this, guys. Our company, we can close in all 50 states. All right. We can close in all 50 states. Now, the problem that most people run into and subject to is because you need a lawyer and you need a title company. okay, for subject to and create order financing. That's all you need. You don't have to go to a bank because we're becoming the bank, right? You don't have to fill out credit applications, any of that stuff that people think that you have to do. Even realtors think this, but you don't. Even some lawyers think it, man, which is odd to me because you get paid a lot of money to know stuff. Anyhow, we can close in all 50 states for you guys, man. The Go-Getter family, man. I'm telling you, we're the plug, man. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's it. We're the plug, man. So I've got it set up for you guys, man. Had some help setting it up, from our vice president. So we're getting it together. She used to be a coaching student of mine too, guys. Yeah. Yeah. So now she's sitting at the head table. So all that said, guys, this is for you. So I hope that I brought you some value. I hope that the little nuggets I gave you maybe got you over the edge or something, or answered some questions that you had. If not, guys, put some stuff in the comment box, questions that you have. Maybe I'll do a show on those questions. We'll see how it goes from there, guys. But Go Getter family, until next time, let's get to it, y'all.